How are you guys today? It's in a bit of a rush to get here. Excuse me. So yeah, hopefully you can hear me okay. Hi, is that Devin? Is that do I have it right? Jeff. Welcome, Jeff. Yeah, I was right at 9 I hit live, but I thought I could squeeze in like an exercise routine before I did this, and then all of a sudden I was like, "Oh no, I still have to get dressed, brush my hair, wash my face, brush my teeth. Gotta go, 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 go." So here I am. Yes, ma'am. All right, I got some coffee fresh out of the microwave. I usually make coffee at like about 20 to 7 ish when I'm finishing up doing my husband's breakfast wrap. And actually, to be totally honest, he makes it for me. He gets it all ready to go. All I have to do is push start. Isn't that the most kind thing, right? Isn't it wonderful, these kind things that we do for each other? And that's, I think, what makes the whole world go around, right? Is these little acts of care and kindness that we can do for each other, whether you have, a spouse or not. So, good morning, Rhonda. Were you eating donuts? Oh, do I have do I have, something on my face? I wish I was eating donuts, but I'd probably be in a diabetic coma if I if I ate a donut. Oh, it's 4 PM there. Yeah, it is 9 AM here. The birds are chirping. I'm looking out at a blue sky. Unfortunately, I didn't give myself enough time to I wanted to kind of get set up in a maybe a nicer location, but this is all right. This is all right. So, how's everybody doing today? Nothing on your face. I just meant while you were getting ready. um, n- uh, I'm married. I'm an old married woman. So I don't date nobody except for my hubby. What's going on with this red mark here? Probably a mosquito bite. There's so many mosquitoes around. Okay, so I just wanted to wait till there's a few more people here. Thank you, Jeff. I never know, if it's like somebody that I can engage with and, kindly, or whether it's somebody that's just going to escalate their behavior. So probably best to err on the side of caution, right? Right? So thank you. There's 7 people here, 3 likes. That's really nice. Patio sit down. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, I was just like just sitting here the side of my house on the porch, but um it'd be kind of nice to have like a tree in the background or some flowers. I got flowers all around me, but you can't see them. So I know Julie Jordan Scott, if you know her, she always says you're not supposed to have real estate above your head. So I'm trying to figure out like how do I get it? Maybe I just need to be closer to me. I'm such a rookie still at this. I guess I did a lot of horizontal lives on my laptop for the first long time, and then I realized, you know what? These vertical lives are a lot easier in a lot of ways. So okay, we got you. Thank you. Hey, Catherine. Yeah, Catherine, I got your comment. Thank you for commenting and being interested in the topic of phone addiction. I think it's something that a lot of people can resonate with on one level or another. And you asked if you could go ahead and obviously go ahead and do, everyone can do their own video on how they feel about it. Um, so yeah, that would be awesome if you did that. And Cheryl's here too. Oh, so great to see you, Cheryl. I'm a bit behind on your videos. Um, I keep noticing that, like, if I don't, and that's one reason why I'm trying to watch as many videos as I can, because I've noticed as soon as I even have a few days, right, or like a week of not watching someone's videos, that it's like they just drop off. YouTube just kind of drops them off your feed, and you have to go searching for them. And so there's quite a few people that I actually just go to their page and just refresh and see what they've been up to. Um, Oh, Jeff, you filmed the video 2 days ago. Oh, that's so great. Wow, good for you. That would I am so excited about that because I know at this point it's probably taken a lot of energy that you probably don't have to do stuff like that. So, that's okay. Take your time. But, I know what you mean, like, when you film something and you don't put it out right away, I know for me anyway, it's like I start second guessing myself. I do that with my writing too. If I write something and I don't publish it pretty quick, like an hour after, then I start second guessing myself. I start deleting whole paragraphs, and then sometimes I don't even publish it. That's just how I work. So you can see the reflection. Oh, that's good. Yeah, yeah. If I sort of maybe if I moved it a little bit this way, look at you can see my reflection. Oh no, that's the wrong way. I know. Trying to get more trees. Yeah, be nice to see something interesting right in the background besides a reflection on the back of my head. But you guys are so kind. But let's focus on the conversation. Sorry, I keep touching my microphone, and then of course I don't hear anything, but I know on the other end is kind of a scratchy, scritchy sound. Pam, it was only from my garden, but I hope to do more soon. Oh, that's great. That's great. I'm hoping to start walking a little, Jeff says, maybe to the beach and around the local park and filming while I'm out. Not too sure yet. Yeah, well, take your time. But it's sometimes nice to just even have the hope, the anticipation, and maybe just take it small, right? Like take it for a little stroll down the road and come back, just don't push yourself too hard. Because it's like maybe the walk there is okay, but then all of a sudden, oh, now I have to walk back. I used to do that where we lived down in Three Hills. I would walk, it was about 3 kilometers to the stop sign. And then I would be like, this one stop sign on this gravel road. And that was kind of my goal. But then I was like, oh, okay, now I got now I got to walk back. And I started running actually back then. And I got to where I could jog all the way to the stop sign and back to the house. And that was a big accomplishment for me because I've always struggled with long distance running. And I couldn't do it now, mainly because my hip is hurting so badly. And I went to the doctor and anyway, that's just boring. Okay? But basically there's nothing they can do for me. So, just gonna that's not bad. We can see trees and blue sky now. Yeah, that's a little better, hey? Instead of just like the house across the street. I live in an area, it's kind of like it's not really part of the town, but it is. It's legally part of the town, but it's kind of like this no man's land on the outside. And back in the 80s, 70s, 80s, 60s, before this area was part of the town, they didn't have like regular sized lots. They didn't have a lot of rules about building. So it's really interesting. There's not very many sidewalks, unfortunately, and for a long time it was just gravel. There was no pavement. But the lots are different sizes. There's like huge lots. There's bigger houses, smaller houses. There's trailers. It's just a really interesting um, amalgamation of stuff because there weren't really. It was kind of like cowboy rules here back in the day. Oh, the aging retiree Otis is here. Oh, it's so great to have you here. Thank you so much for listening. All right, so we're 11 minutes in. Yes, Otis is here. Yay. So I'm so glad you're saying hi to each other and being kind to each other and check out each other's channels. You know, it was really great this morning, Sally, on her Sunshine with Sally live that I've been trying to catch most mornings. It's 6 a.m. here when she starts. Um, anyway, she was shouting out my video that I published at like 3 in the morning last night. I wanted to get it out yesterday, right after I filmed it, but there was some significant editing that needed to happen due to, unforeseen events of me walking around the property and really loud trucks, like you can probably hear right now going by. Or one time a mosquito was biting me, and I went, ouch, and I kind of threw the camera. So I had a little editing to do, but I wanted to talk about that video. I wanted to talk, if you want to, we don't have to. We can talk about anything you want to talk about. But I wanted to talk about my video, like about phone addiction. Um, I hate using that word addiction, but it kind of fits because I literally feel a physical sensation that something is missing, kind of a panicky feeling if I don't know where my phone is. Have you ever done that where you're leaving the house or you're doing something and all of a sudden you're like, "Where's my phone? Where's my phone?" Um, it's like I have to have that thing glued to me at all times. And I love listening to people's lives. I love listening to people's videos. And so I could be listening to YouTube like 20 hours a day, like just take 4 hours to sleep, right? Because there's so many fascinating things on there and people that I want to keep up with and things I want to learn. But it's really getting me out of my real life and into kind of this digital virtual life. And I'm feeling like I'm losing touch with other things, with hobbies, with myself, with things I used to like to do. And so I just wanted to weigh in on that a bit and talk about it and say, like, how are you guys doing? Um, with your phone. And do you remember a time before phones? Do you remember what did we used to do before we had these things? Let me just quickly catch up with the chat. Sorry. Um, Pam, it was only from I scroll. There are loads of small places near me, Jeff says, that I'd love to film for my Explore with Jeff channel. Yeah, that's your main channel, right? It's hard to get in the headspace for such things with life as it is. Yes, with what you're dealing with your health, it's probably hard to think about much else. Um, but I am really hoping for you that you can put some cool videos up on that channel because um, yeah, I love exploring with you on all those places that you have on there. Maybe you could even, in the meantime, I wonder if there are some videos that you could republish somehow and that maybe people haven't seen that you did a while ago. That was a good video, Rhonda says. Thank you, Rhonda. It was not very professional, and my hair was like it was a disaster. I should have maybe like ran a comb through it. Not sure what I was thinking, but it's not about how I look, right? It's not about how I look, but when you're doing a video when your face is in the screen the whole time, then kind of like, oh, maybe this is about how I look. Oh dear. Good morning, Mike. Welcome. Good to see you. And Catherine says, yes, it was. I have my own issues being addicted to my phone. Yeah. What are you finding that is, I guess, the reasons why you're on your phone or the the things that are that you're worried about, maybe the problem areas. Jeff says, Pam, I think many of us are addicted to our phones these days. I wish more people like me would do lives. They're not easy to do. I found it very scary. Yes, it can be very scary. I know the first time I did a live, your heart's beating and you're like, what if no one shows up? And then you're like, well, what if someone does show up? Right? And I still feel a bit nervous, but I feel a lot more relaxed now, just kind of um, knowing that I can get through them and just focusing on connecting with you. And that kind of takes my mind off myself. Saying hi to each other, which is so lovely. It's been bothering me, Catherine says, being addicted to my phone. Yeah, and I think that was like, sorry, my um, neighbor here is leaving for work, so might be a bit of a loud vehicle sound. I think that was the first thing that alerted me. I was like, I don't feel right about this. I feel like something's wrong. I have this intuition, and maybe you could say, well, it's obvious. It's in your hand all day long, or it's beside you all day long. But it just kind of crept up on me when I started realizing, oh my goodness, I don't think I can put this thing down. I don't think I can get through a day. And I'm actually scared to look and see how many hours I spend on my phone. I'm because that's kind of what I identified as a solution in my other video that I put out was um, one of the solutions was this competitiveness that I have with myself. So I was thinking, well, one solution could be if every night I check how many hours I was on my phone, and if I can get it to be less and less and less, then I think I will. I think that would help. So Cheryl says, I'm blessed because I can listen at work while working. Yeah, I've done that before, and I'll probably be doing that again, like when I'm working more in September when school starts, because now I'm just kind of working not that much, just here and there. But in September, when I'm teaching a lot of things online, I'll have a more strict schedule. And then when I'm teaching piano lessons, that's one time when you can't be on your phone. I'll tell you that much. But um, with the online stuff, yeah, let's say if I'm like marking something that's easy to mark, I could just have a live on in the background. I've done that before. Excuse me. Great idea, Pam. Thank you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For you, yes. Yeah, it might be a way to kind of refresh the channel while you're in this zone. Um, I wonder if you could even do like a little intro to it, but yeah, that might be complicated. Hey, Jen's here. Welcome, Jen. So great to see you. You're the best. I have replaced my phone with the laptop today. I don't know if that's really helped. Yeah, I know. I was one of the suggestions that people make, because I did watch a few videos that were just out there in YouTube land for people talking about, their phones, and a lot of people were saying, um, I've switched to looking at social media on my laptop. That was a common suggestion because it's harder to log in and you're stationary, it's kind of like that extra barrier. Um, and sorry, probably clearing my throat is loud for you. Hello, hello. Definitely addicted to YouTube and Facebook Marketplace. Okay, that's one. That's one. Yeah, I know when I'm trying to sell something or I'm looking for something on Facebook Marketplace, yeah, that can be, and they just keep sending you things. And you're like, oh my goodness, that looks interesting. Maybe I should check that out. Um, so I find with Facebook is I'll go through times where I'll just delete the app completely off my phone. And I love being free from Facebook. But there are a lot of people um, that message me or people that I keep up with that are only on Facebook. Um, so I find like one of the things I've done is the Facebook app. I have it again on my phone, but I have it like, when you have to scroll through or swipe through your phone to get to something, it's not just on the home page, like the front. So I'll kind of put it like far, far away so that it's not just when I look at my phone, I don't see the app. If that makes sense. I have to kind of go looking for it. So at least that helps a little bit. Um, but with my new job, we're not allowed to have phones, Mike says, or earbuds. So I've been having withdrawals. Withdrawals. I know that's the thing. That's why I was like, I think I'm addicted to this because I feel like if I couldn't watch YouTube or I couldn't check my phone regularly, that I would have serious withdrawal feelings, like physical, emotional, mental feelings of of needing something, right? Like when you're trying to quit smoking. Good to see you guys talking to each other. Um, yes, Cheryl says your phone will tell you how many hours you're on it. Yeah, so you just, depending on what you have for a phone, you can open it up and it will say, it will tell you in the settings how many hours. And you can also break it down to, how many hours you're on different apps. Uh, and it's like, I don't really want to know. I think I would I think it's gonna stress me out, but maybe it's the slap, maybe it's the reality check, that I need. So Jen says, let's hope Debbie Sue pops by to keep you in check then, Mike. Glad to hear that, Jeff. I'm doing okay. Cheryl, sometimes my phone stats surprise me when it says I'm on less. Yeah, you can be pleasantly surprised too. I noticed, like, in the past, I've noticed that Sundays, definitely on less. And I think like Sundays, I'm in church, doing other things. Sometimes like I'm going early. Like this Sunday, we are leading the music, and so I'll be there really early. And then usually like there's some socializing, afterwards. And then Dylan and I might do something together, or we might, yeah. So anyway, I maybe every day needs to be a bit more like Sunday. Oops, I'm missing some things here. Sorry. Sorry. Thank you for taking care of stuff that I didn't even get to. Sorry. I don't go on Facebook before noon, Jen says. That helped. Okay, that's a good boundary, right? It's about like these habits and different boundaries we can set. I stopped posting anything on Facebook, Catherine says, about my life. I only share health things. I copy. And now after after work, Mike says, I do not have enough time to try to play catch up and watch everybody's videos in live streams. I truly feel bad. Please don't tell Scott that I fell asleep during his live stream. We won't tell him, Mike, but he might find out if he's here. I don't think he's here. He's probably, he's working. What time is it in Florida? 2 hours later, I think, 11:23. Maybe we'll see him if he stops for an early lunch. Um, Cheryl, I started to say the same thing to him. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, sorry I missed those comments. I got to get a bit faster on here. That's the thing I find with the vertical lives. That's one problem, is that you have to like scroll up and you can only see a little bit of the chat. But on the horizontal lives on my laptop, I can see the chat kind of in the margin, and I can see a lot more of it. So that is helpful. I have a few online communities, Jen says, on Discord and School, and I interact more on them than Facebook now. Okay. Sorry, there's some kind of construction or something going on that's very loud. So let me know if it's overwhelming, and I'll take you in the house for a bit. I finally got over Facebook, Catherine says, so much after many years on it. Yeah, Facebook is like a big, big time waster, especially with like Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, but all of these apps have this kind of like, what's it called? Like auto scroll, right? Where it just and that's why shorts, or not shorts, but yeah, shorts and vertical lives get so many views, because it's being fed to people. This isn't something they have to search for. They're just scrolling on their phone and it pops up. And even if they look at it for a second, it's counted as a view. Hey, everybody, I hope you all have a good day. My break's over. I'll get another one at 2. I'll jump back on my phone then. Bye, Mike. Take good care of yourself. Hope I didn't miss you. Who plays ketchup? Tomato ketchup. Yeah, some Heinz ketchup. Okay, this is Pam. Hey, KPin9. I think you've been commenting. Welcome in. Um, still here and listening. Hi to everyone I missed earlier. Oh, thanks for listening while you're working, doing stuff around the house. I find like that's one part I cut out of my video was I did this whole spiel about body doubling, about how I use my phone, kind of like, um, what is that noise? I think somebody's like cutting down a tree or something. I might need to go in the house. But body doubling, where people will call someone or have someone come over, and then if another body like is in the house or with them, they can do the task easier that they need to do, like clean the kitchen or make a meal, or a lot of people get together to do things like canning. I remember my mom and her friends would get together to do that, or my grandmother, she would get together with someone to do quilting, and just doing these tasks together makes them like, especially if you're a procrastinator or you're easily distracted, it helps it to happen. And so I had this whole thing on that video that I cut out, but about using the phone kind of like a body double, kind of like that idea, like there's someone here with me in my kitchen while I'm making a meal, and it helps me to get it done. And I don't know if there's anything wrong with that necessarily. It's not like, do I need to be silent with my own thoughts while I'm chopping vegetables? I mean, I guess that's the question. I mean, this is all a big question. I don't actually have the answer. I know that there's a problem. I know that I want to make some changes, but I don't want to be drastic just for the sake of being drastic. But I'm kind of wondering if I can just make small changes, or if that will just like suck me down into the vortex. How's the putzing going? Cheryl says Mrs. G has two phones to keep up with chats. I'm going to get a second phone soon, although I don't do many lives. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea if you are doing regular lives. Like Mrs. G does a lot of lives, so that totally makes sense, and the easier way to keep up. Um, Jen says, Pam, maybe you can replace your phone with a flip phone like Otis talked about in his last live stream. Wonder how I missed that. I'm usually always on Otis's um, live streams, uh, but yeah, um, I do know people that just have a flip phone and they love it. Or you can get this thing called a brick. Have you seen that? Where you purchase this, and um, you scan it, on your phone, and it kind of turns your phone into a brick, basically, for a certain amount of time. You can preset how you want it to go, and then you don't have to go into your phone and make all these changes. You just scan it over this brick that you can like stick on your fridge or something like that. I think it's magnetized or wherever. I don't know a lot about it, but I do know that it's talked about a lot in videos where people are talking about their phone addiction. It's faster than I thought I was. Good job, Otis. Good job, Mike. It's a good problem. Did you all see where MySpace is coming back? I saw that. I did see that. You have to set up 8 friends. I don't think I have 8 friends. That's all we need, right? But yeah, I saw that MySpace, the creators of MySpace, which I never was on, it kind of came out. I could have been on it, obviously, but wasn't. Was I in college then, or just I forget how old I was. No, I would have been busy with kids at home. Anyway, I can't remember what year that was that it came out, but I thought it was the late 90s. Anyway, so when I was married in 1998, um, but yeah, bringing back MySpace and having it kind of free from the algorithm driven content like Facebook and TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, but more, you know, um, user directed, like instead of it just feeding you things, you have to go look for it. I'm not sure, but I did read up something about that, which I thought was cool. Hey, Catherine, of course you are, but it wants MySpace friends. Oh, I see. We all have to be on MySpace. Well, I mean, that's what we need to cure our phone addiction, right? We need we need another social media app. You guys, can you see the clouds? It's got to show you. Can you see? Can you see the clouds? Aren't they cool looking? Sorry if that made you dizzy. I just noticed how beautiful they looked, kind of like these swirling, um, wispy white, and wanted you to see it. Jeff, MySpace, 8 friends? Well, I think I can handle 2. Yeah, 8 seems like a lot, you know? Let's start with 2. Oh, I'm connected, Jen, real social butterfly. Oh, I don't think I want to do MySpace. YouTube is enough. Yeah, I know, Catherine. Like another app just kind of stresses me out too. MySpace was big for my daughter and her friends. Yes, Catherine, YouTube is a lot, especially with 2 channels. Cheryl says. Yeah, yes, Cheryl. Okay, 2 channels. I hear you. I think it was the right decision for me, and I'm just having to like realize that I'm just gonna have to be posting less. My goal is to have at least one thing on each channel every week, um, just to kind of keep it going. But yeah, it's tough, but I still feel dedicated to the Bible study. I still feel called that that's something that God's asking me to do, and it's not about the views or the likes or the growth. Um, it's just about the obedience in that one. So interesting shaped clouds. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, WhatsApp. Okay, okay. If you want me to start ranting, bring up WhatsApp. I hate WhatsApp. I hate WhatsApp with the fire of 1,000 suns. That's all I'm gonna say. But if you also hate WhatsApp, let me know. We can be besties. Cheryl says those are called cirrus clouds. Okay, thank you. I should know that. I remember the cloud unit, in science and like what was it, grade 3? Jeff Space has a nice ring to it. Has a ring to it, Jeff says. Everyone who joins has to pay £100, €100. Is it pounds? It's pounds now, isn't it? I get confused, sorry. Is it euros? Well, you're not in the European Union anymore. Somebody set me straight on the monetary system. Either Jen or Jeff, somebody else from the UK. I'm not a social butterfly, Jen says. I think I would find another group connection too much. You would find me in a closet. Yeah. Whew, it's overwhelming sometimes. It's kind of funny when I'm listening to myself talk, I realize, boy, I can talk. Do I even take a breath? And then I think back to teaching in the classroom and I wonder sometimes. Yeah. I always tried to like calm myself down, slow myself down, speak in measured tones, and write on the board and just find other ways to connect with students. Because a lot of people aren't auditory learners. You can be talking away at them and you think they're picking up what you're laying down and they're looking at you, but they have no idea what you're saying, right? You lost them a long time ago because you haven't really connected with them or you just gone off on a tangent. Anyway, speaking of going off on a tangent, Catherine says, I like the Bible channel, Pam, and yours too, Cheryl. Oh, thank you, Catherine. Yes, when we're all a little maxed out, right, with the amount of channels we have, I don't want anyone to feel obligated to watch, but once in a while, I think sometimes it's nice to have someone guide you through a Bible study where you can just open your Bible or just sit there and listen, and um, it's kind of like all the work is taken out of it, or you can get into it and take it further, right, and study more. I've been in that closet too, Jen. What it says. Always been pounds. Okay, yes, I thought so. I don't know why I had a moment of confusion. I think it was because of going to Europe in 2010. Jen says, I'm not a WhatsApp fan either. My family has me on their groups in there. Oh my goodness. See, WhatsApp, as soon as I had to get on WhatsApp, give me a minute. Give me 1 minute to say this. uh, okay, I had to get on WhatsApp because of the school that I worked at last. And you all know that that was not a good experience for Auntie Pam. And oh, as soon as I got on WhatsApp, I got so much like spam, scam calls, you name it. Like it was like when you got your number out there, it was like 1,000 or 3,000 organizations across the world suddenly had access to you. And also people can add you to groups that you don't necessarily want to be in. You can't, it's harder to get out of the groups. I was just like, I felt so trapped on there. And so as soon as I could get out of that, I I got out of it. Otis says someone should develop an app called Sup. Yeah, yeah, what's up? That would probably go really well. Good morning, Pam. Wow, you look gorgeous. Thank you, Chris. Good morning, Jen, he says. And Sally likes WhatsApp. Oh, does she? Okay, don't tell Sally. Don't tell Sally I hate it. Listen to me, eh? Everyone thinks I'm kind and sweet. Well, maybe not everyone, but I know Rhonda calls me Sweet Pam sometimes, which is very kind of her. And I think maybe I am in some ways, but I can also be really salty. I can be pretty um yeah. There's other sides to my personality. And if you mention WhatsApp, that side starts to rise up within. Morning to each other. I'm still debating on starting an alternate medicine herb vitamin channel. Yeah, Catherine, you've said that a few times. And it's something like, yeah, it's something if you're really interested in, right? It's really hard to know, like, should I try and put this on my regular channel? And I like for me, I started to notice that every time I posted anything, I would lose subs and I don't have very many subscribers. And I realized like, yeah, people that were coming to my channel for coffee chats or for just life stuff or, um, toxic work environment, whatever else I was talking about. What was the first thing series I did? You can see how impactful it was. Oh, over helping, being over responsible. Yeah. And then they see this Bible study and they're like, oh, that's not what I'm here for. Right. So they'd unsubscribe. And then alternatively, when I'd post something that somebody was there for the Bible study, they'd be like, What's this? I'm not here for listening to you whine about your toxic workplace. Unsubscribe." So I kind of just naturally realized, you know what? I need two channels, but it is a lot more work. It is a lot more work. It's hard to keep up. Um, Jeff says, I need to go if that's okay, Pam. I'm not feeling that great and we'll sort out some food for my delicate tum tum and then sit outside. Nice to see you all. Thanks for the company. Sorry if I missed you, Jeff. I'm so glad you popped in. Thank you for being here for all this time. And I hope that you have a great meal and feel better. Go take care of yourself, Jeff. Jen says, looking forward to your next video. Yes, me too. Oh, you guys, you are so lovely. You're sweet and feisty. Yeah. Um, I was a very feisty teenager. I got some stories, but oh boy. You are sweet. Sweet and salty is good together. Oh, thanks, Rhonda. Thanks for still being here. That's so kind. I know everyone has a busy lives, and I just really appreciate your presence. Um, but of course, feel free to take off whenever you need to. When I was in school, I wish I had a teacher who looked like you, Pam. Oh, thanks, Chris. Um, I did love connecting to students in person. I sometimes think about, I really wish I still had that capacity. Maybe my teaching in the classroom years aren't over, but I tend to think the grass is always greener somewhere else. Do you struggle with that? Like if I leave a job or I leave a town, I remember it with fondness and I forget about all the reasons why I left. It's like as soon as I look back, maybe it's like hopefully I don't turn into a pillar of salt. As soon as I look back, it's like I put on these rose-colored glasses and I forget about the reasons why. I have to split. Don't split in two, Otis. Thanks for being here. Oh, 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 I see. I thought you were saying good morning to me again, but it's the other Pam. Hey, just ask Pam. Welcome. Good to have you here. Yeah, I was like, what the heck? I was like, am I in an alternate reality? Everyone's saying hello to me again. I'm glad you're saying hi to Pam, who shares my name. Let's see here. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about with the phone thing, or should we just let that go? See you on the YouTube streets later. Selective memory. Yes, Pam. Chris says, when I was in public school, I got beat up a lot, sometimes in front of the teacher. They didn't care. Sometimes they would make things worse for me. Oh, that's so terrible, Chris. I know you've shared some of that before, and that's so traumatic. I'm sorry that someone wasn't there for you. And I'm sorry that you had to deal with that. People can be awful. So busy taking care of the baby. Yeah. Good morning, Rhonda, says Chris. Catherine says, I need to go. We're going to eat. And Jim. Woohoo. Day 5, number 7 Bruyere. All right, Catherine, have a wonderful time at the gym. Get some food in you. And yes, never feel bad for leaving and just carrying on with your life because that's more important. More important, like I was saying, to be focused on the people that we're with, are focused on the task we want to do. And, over the last 10 years, I used to be such an avid reader. I was like the craziest reader, one of those people that just picks up a book, reads it all day till 2 in the morning, and finishes the whole thing. And I can't seem to read anymore. I'm really struggling with it. I've been practicing lately, like having books on the nightstand, books everywhere, books in the kitchen that I want to read, so that instead of picking up my phone, I'll pick up a book. But I keep picking up the phone, and it's like my brain just is struggling to focus. It's out of practice. And that's one other reason why I realized this phone thing has got to be handled. Living in the moment is so valuable. Yes, it is. Okay, well, what do you guys think? Do you have anything else you want to say? There's a few people left on here. Thank you for hanging out with me for 45 whole minutes and just chatting and looking at the clouds and um, probably listening to the construction. Hopefully, it wasn't too loud. But is there anything else you want to say about phone? Do you remember some things that we used to do before phones? When did I first get an iPhone? My first phone was a Blackberry. I had a Blackberry, the one that kind of flipped out at the bottom, and it had a keyboard that had like real tiny little physical keys that made this tap 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 tapping sound. And it would drive Dylan, my husband, crazy. I'd be lying in bed and tap 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 tap. It wasn't a smartphone necessarily. It was like the first smartphones, and then after that, I think we had iPhone, the first iPhone. Anyway, it was back in like 2000 and I feel like it's 2007. So have we had phones for like 20 years? That's still less than half my life. But it's like I can't remember what I used to do to relax before I had a phone. Do you guys remember? My husband watches Facebook Reels and laughs a lot. Yeah, my husband loves to watch, Seinfeld clips on YouTube. That's his, like, relaxing thing to do, and I think if it's not about shaming people for what they do, because it's really individual. We all have individual lives and experiences and needs, and so I'm not gonna shame someone who spends all kinds of time on their phone. That's up to them. And my husband hardly spends any time on his phone, but I do find sometimes, like in the evening, we used to do something together. We used to watch a show together and laugh together. And it seems like nowadays it's more often that we're both sitting beside each other and both doing our own thing on our own phones. And it's easier, maybe more fun in a way, but it's definitely not interactive. And so that's one thing I'd like to eliminate, or at least, like, you know, be aware of, right? Sometimes just awareness. Good morning, Pam. Hello, everyone. Hey, Joanne. I'm so glad you're here. I was just going to say goodbye, but let's stay on for a bit and say hi to Joanne. She just woke up. Oh, I jinxed myself. LOL. Yeah. Isn't that the way of it, right? With little ones. Jen says it seems that apps have infiltrated different areas of our life, like checking in at doctor's offices. Yes. It's like there's an app for everything now. So there's so many reasons to be on our phone. Everything is, we can do everything from our phone, right? We order things, we check in for appointments, like you're saying. And so, how do we limit these apps? Um, because everyone's trying to do what's the most convenient for them, right? Joanne says, I'm finding that too. I find that too. I'm trying to be more mindful of that. Yeah. Our daily planners, appointments, and such are also on our phone, which gives us a reason to check every day. Yes. Just give me a second to add Joanne. Am I pronouncing it right? Is that right? Is it Joanne? I just suddenly thought maybe I was saying it wrong. Just to make her a moderator. Our daily planners, appointments, and such are also on our phone, which gives us a reason. Oh, I read that already. Did I? A lot of companies communicate exclusively by email too. Yeah. Good morning. Yes. Okay. Yeah, Joanne, you just went on a cruise a little while ago. It must feel, um, when you go on these wonderful holidays that you look forward to for so long, and then you come home and it's like, did that happen? How did I get back here to my regular old routine? Yeah. So we're just talking about whatever, but we were kind of, the topic was just talking about video I did, in just honestly discussing how I feel really addicted to my phone, and I need some accountability. So I realized, like, if I talk about this and people check in with me and they ask me what's going on, how many hours, don't ask me, don't ask how many hours. I probably won't tell you. Then that will really help, because it will hold me accountable to think about, okay, what did I do with my phone all day? And I think the first battleground is going to be not being on my phone when I'm with significant people in my life that I need to pay attention to. So I don't know if you've gone to a restaurant. I mean, we all have, like, gone somewhere and you see a couple and they're sitting down together, which at what looks like a nice date, a nice night out, and they're both looking at their phones. They're not talking to each other. Um, and I think it's like, okay, if we do that in public, what do we do in private, right? Are we just all on our phones all day and not really, like, sitting and looking at each other, interacting? Like, you shouldn't have to tell a friend or a significant other that you're sitting at a table with, "Can you please look at me?" You shouldn't have to say that. And I think it's just easier to be like, "Oh, well, they're on their phone. I guess I'll just go on my phone." right? And a lot of times, people are doing legitimate things, but that's the first line for me is like when Dylan gets home from work, I don't want to have a live playing, even if he's like totally fine with it. You know, he loves to listen in to some of the lives that I listen in on as well. But I just want to make sure that I'm there, I'm present, I'm looking in his eyes, I give him a hug, I'm not distracted, right? Because I don't want to have regrets about how I treated people or how I spent my time. There are a whole list of reasons, Jen says, to check our phones, but so easy to start playing a game or scrolling social media. Yeah, like you're on there already, right? I mean, even with like me, I read the Bible app on my phone. So I'm like, I'm reading the Bible, but then I'm like, all of a sudden I find myself playing a game. I'm like, how did that happen? Well, it's right there. It's right there. So games are a way for me to really calm my mind. I don't know if I want to get rid of games entirely, but maybe that's something I'll have to do because there are a couple games that I always just have like one game on the rotation that I spend a lot of time, um, and especially in the evening when I'm really tired. I find that I spend way too much time doing that. Joanne says, yes, it was a nice vacation. Now it's back to reality. Yeah. Tommy says, good afternoon from sunny and beautiful Sweden. Oh, wow. Welcome. Welcome from Sweden. Sorry I missed you. Uh, Commenting. Joanne says there's actually a device called the Brick that somehow shuts off certain apps on your phone. I'm not sure how it works exactly, but I know a few people who use it and love it. Okay. I don't know anybody who uses it, but I was talking about that earlier that I'd seen it on um, people's videos that were talking about their phone use, that they'd mentioned that and shown it. Just connected with Joanne. Oh, yeah, you guys would love each other. I think that's wonderful. She's a wonderful person and has great videos, both of you ladies. Hi, Tommy from Sweden. Are you in Canada? Yes, I am. I'm in Canada. I'm in Alberta, Canada. So, well, anything else you want to say to each other or um, before we go? I have a piano tuner coming today, so um, desperately needs to be done. But uh, it's very loud when the piano tuner comes. If you know, you know. I'll connect with you too. Yeah, that's awesome. And welcome, Tommy from Sweden. We'll maybe check out your. Do you have a channel, Tommy? Is it Tommy S. Yos Yostrom? Um, I'm glad you found us. Yes. Have a blessed weekend, Cheryl. It's Friday. Okay. I will let you guys go. Thanks so much for popping on this live. Um, let's all try and help each other, encourage each other, and spend time really being in the moment, doing what we really want to do. And instead of, being distracted by our phones that are kind of pulling us off course all the time, let's like set a direction, set a goal, head straight toward it. And if the phone can help you with that, awesome. But let's not let the phones control our lives, but let's take back control. And when I say we, I mean me. Thanks, Rhonda. Okay. Oh, it's digital. All right, that's great. Yeah, those are good ones to have. Okay. I'll see you guys again really soon. Bye-bye.